Hello, Typing Piper here. It is Monday, I believe March 16th, and my city shut down today. So, as of 3 p.m. today, all bars and restaurants are officially closed except for drive up services. So, drive throughs, pickups, possibly, although the governor of our state, who's enacting this statewide, um, hasn't really given any details as to how businesses could stay open. The brewery that I clean for, he's trying to figure out whether they're able to have their doors open and have people come in, pick up growlers, cans, whatever to go. Um, that's a possibility. I don't know. I think they're going to be enforcing things like people congregating inside. You go in to get your food. If you're in there for more than X period of time, who knows what the consequences are. Or maybe they're going to have to do like curbside service with bringing out growlers. You pull up, you honk your horn, they come out, they throw some beer in your car, you drive off. What could go wrong? So other news. Let's see here. Two doctors tested positive and are in severe condition. One is in Washington State, the other's in New Jersey, and this is the kind of thing we're going to be facing pretty soon. Um, Other states that closed down yesterday: Illinois. Ziggy Num Nums is currently out of work, and go over to his channel, and it's like he's in between moving. Things are up in the air with that. Um, Currently doesn't have any income. There's a few other people I know who are in that tough spot. There's one girl downtown that she has several part-time jobs. All of them shut down last week, and she's scrambling to come up with money to pay for rent. Um, it's this is this is this is what's currently happening, and the CDC just advised to shut down any groupings of people 50 or more for 8 weeks. So I might not be going back to work for 8 weeks. So at the moment, my wife is calling her grandma, who is in her 80s, lives in a rural area, but the people that she lives with are also of age where it's of concern for them to go out and get food, cigarettes, whatnot. So trying to find out if there's anything to pick up for me to go grab and drive the hour one way to drop it off, put it in the garage, and basically walk away and drive back. Don't know how much food they have. Not sure what exactly they enjoy eating. That's important. Why drop off a bunch of food that, people are kind of like cats. Oh, it's the wrong texture. I don't like that. That's not the brand that I like. And then they fucking starve to death because they won't eat it. So, watching the latest John Oliver was weird. No audience, no background, different location. Still tried to do the same jokes, but didn't have the audience applause behind it. It was really awkward. The thing is, he gave out really good information. Just finished watching Bill Maher. His guest was giving out bad information. So we know that when it comes to the coronavirus, it appears to be both airborne and droplet. And airborne usually is not a concern, except China and other places have been reviewing cases where people were several feet apart and one person still contracted it. Neither one of them touched anything. They were in a closed environment. There's the case in China where the guy was sitting 4 meters away from the person who was contagious, still contracted it. So currently, I have friends who are still in denial phase as to what's going on. One friend in particular keeps saying, I'm just going to head out of town when they start declaring martial law. That's not when you head out of town. You do that before they're going to declare martial law. And even then, it's like, what are you bringing with you? You didn't buy groceries. You don't have more than like a week's worth of food. Yeah, you have some guns and you have a car that runs. Good for you. Meanwhile, last night, I overheard my next door neighbors joking and laughing about what's going on and how the area they live in, which is right next door to me, is not the place they want to be when the shit goes down. They're not prepared. On a lighter note, I just got a side gig that those of you out there might be interested in checking out. It is for shtfblog.com. I believe it's run through WordPress. The guy who currently owns it, he just took possession of it yesterday, is the head of Prepper Press. If you're familiar with their books, you should go check them out. They've got a bunch of nonfiction. They have some really good fiction, dystopian, post-apocalyptic novels. Maybe not the thing you should be reading right now, except for the nonfiction that could come in handy. But the blog itself has a lot of good free information. I don't personally have anything posted on it yet, but I'm in the beginning phases of starting a urban gardening series to kind of teach people how to do that at home, because personally I think that's what's coming next. I think there's going to be food shortages. I think what we're seeing at the stores is just the beginning, and regardless of how much shit people threw in their cart, they don't have more than maybe a month or two if they ration. If. Um, I think that's what's coming up next. Um, so, look at where you live. If you have a yard, look at the soil content. Try to find seeds of varieties and species that grow within your climate. And this is just very basic knowledge. Look into raised beds, square foot gardening. Um, Double ditch is a good system that I've used before. Composting, sure, that takes time, but a year from now, that might come in handy. Another tip, when you go to your local Lowe's or whatever garden supply place you go to, they tend to have the torn bags of topsoil, fertilizer, mulch, things of that nature on discount. Um, I go to Lowe's all the time. Every spring, I'll grab whatever bags of topsoil, potting soil that they have that are torn, because they're usually about half off, sometimes more, just to get it out of there because they create a mess. Um, so I get that stuff on the cheap, bring it home and use that. Um, Man, get creative. Look at those 2 liter pop bottles, cut the tops off, poke holes in the bottom. Um, just really do what you need to do. And I don't know, this isn't going to be just like a 2 or 3 month thing. There's going to be repercussions afterwards. And this is 2020 is going to be the year of shit. Don't compost your shit. So, that is about it for me. There is other news. Briefly, I believe Spain shut down all of their non essential businesses, bars, restaurants, anything they deemed not necessary is mandatorily closed. New York closed all of their schools. That's over 1 million kids, saying that they're not going back to school the rest of the year. I mean, they're saying there's a good chance that's happening. That's happening. They're not going back to school. There's no freaking way. Check out Marfugal News. That guy's over in Washington State. He's been getting some really good intel. Amazon just openly admitted that they are running out of supplies for their website. You could order stuff, they don't have it because stuff is not coming in from China. That's Amazon. That's also going to be the supermarkets. Again, food shortage. You're going to have to get creative. One suggestion, stray cats are a huge problem. So I'm going to leave it at that. Look up some good cat recipes. I'm sure China has some. And keep on typing.